Greetings, family. Today, it's going to pretty much be a keeping it real video. Because to begin with, keeping it real, I really haven't been working on the bus the last few weeks. Before I let myself forget, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you know when on Wednesdays the videos go up, because I'm going to get back to doing them on Wednesdays, like I said before. I just need to get back in the habit of doing the videos again, because I need to get back in the habit of getting stuff done again. I'll explain in just a minute. Yeah. All that said, if you get a chance to check out my Patreon, if you join my Patreon, a couple of perks that are involved with that include getting to see the videos when they first come up. Because even though I post them on Wednesdays on YouTube, they are uploaded throughout the week before that Wednesday. So they just go live on Wednesday. But if you join my Patreon, one of the perks is being able to see those videos as soon as they go up. Also, there are things like discounts to my web store. I'm working on blooper videos as well that will be exclusive just to the Patreon followers. So when you get a chance to, there is a list of other stuff too. But in any event, when you get a chance to check out the Patreon, see what's on the list of all the perks for the different tiers, and if you see something you like, go ahead and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. So to make a long story incredibly short, because I actually got somewhere I should be as of right now as far as a Zoom video is concerned, or Zoom conference is concerned. But I'm trying to get this done before I do that, so that I can have it done today on a Wednesday before daylight is lost, because that meeting is probably going to go well into the darker hours of the day. So, that being said, keeping it short and sweet, most of my time the last couple of weeks, almost 3 weeks, has been littered with doctor's visits and various appointments, physical therapy, things along those lines. To make a long story incredibly short in regards to that, because there are so many different spider web level tangents that I could go on when it comes to this whole scenario, breaking it all down, that we could be here for days, and I ain't got time for all that. I don't think you do either. So that being said, with the doctor's visits and the physical therapy and so on and so forth, what it all revolves around is I don't have a terminal illness or anything like that, but I am at the moment what would be referred to as at least temporarily disabled due to a car crash back in December, which I think I had covered this in one of my other videos when I was doing my basically bio. I had a car accident, long story short, blah, blah, blah. Knee injury as a result of that. Unfortunately, I had a previous knee injury, so now I have 2 knee injuries, yay. Which has put me in a position where getting around is not easy. You can't really see it at the moment. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to sit at a good angle at the moment to show you, but I'm actually sitting in a mobility scooter that I use on a daily basis to get around and get things done. Something I picked up myself because, generally speaking, American healthcare and their whole insurance thing, it's honestly the reason I'm sitting here having this conversation with you right now, because so many things are convoluted, delayed, mishandled, done incorrectly, so on and so forth, that we'd be here also on that note for days, just me complaining about all the things that should have happened that didn't happen. Anyway, the mobility scooter, all that to say, the mobility scooter is something I purchased with my own money on my own time, because they weren't going to supply me with one. Outside of that, just that whole concept and factor with me, for lack of a better way of putting it, being stuck in a wheelchair, is basically what it's like. I have limited walking capabilities, but I can walk. I just can't do things like take stairs. or do much of any kind of climbing at the moment, unless it's upper body strength, which luckily I have an abundance of. If it wasn't for that, as well as my martial arts background, I probably wouldn't have been able to get 99% of the stuff that I have done in this bus done so far by myself, which is why I'm basically explaining all of this. Part of the reason that things have slowed down is because I'm reaching a point where most of the stuff that I want and need to do are things that I'm probably going to end up needing at least a second body, if not a third body, to actually help me pull off. Things like installing a solar is probably going to be almost guaranteed that, because I'm not going to be able to climb up on the top of this roof in order to get to the up there to do what I need to do. I mean, I've played around with the idea of trying to go through the emergency hatch in the back, but because it's closer, easier for me to access. But haven't really gotten as far along in my experimentation as I wanted to because of other things I needed to do with my time. Anyway, that's something I know I'm most likely going to need another body for, because I just don't expect my ability to get up to the roof to install those panels being anything that I can do anytime soon. The floor might also be something that plays into that on two factors. One, just being able to leverage myself and position myself to do the uprooting of the rubber as I need to, as well as the amount of time and energy it's going to take, because even if I can stand, I can't squat, not reasonably properly anyway. I need leverage and balance from 8 or 9 different other things in order to make all of that work. Well, not really. I'm kind of exaggerating, but you get my point. But certain positions I won't be able to take in order to do that procedure, as well as things being extra taxing on my body because I have to take weird positions in order to do certain things, or I have to compensate for my lower body with my upper body, or yada yada yada. A lot of that, people don't really think about that, because most able-bodied people, it's not something that pops into their head. But when you have to use another body part to compensate for a body part that's lacking, it takes a toll and uses up excess energy when you're doing things, even simple things. And I didn't really think about it or really have to deal with it until I got to this point, because previous injuries that I've had, I've either been able to over time walk off, or I've been able to compensate in ways that at best just make me look lazy, but ultimately doesn't really tax my body in excess, versus now, where I definitely have to do things in ways that tax my body in excess, because I'm compensating for my lower body with my upper body. Anyway, all of that said and done, these things are the things that have factored into the downtime that I have had between doctor's visits and the physical therapy and so on and so forth, because most of the time has been spent either trying to plan out how I can pull things off, or just not having the general wherewithal for that particular day to feel like I can pull anything off. Or just, if I'm sitting there planning and drawing things out, I didn't really think that would be something you guys would want to watch me do, or, hear me talk to myself, so to speak, just so that I can, well, actually, literally, so that you will know what's going on in my head while I'm sitting there mapping out how I'm going to pull off this, that, and the other. I don't know if that's content that you guys would want. Please let me know in the comments if it is something that you guys would be interested in me actually doing. You want to see, how I plan out how I'm going to climb over here or get down there, or whatever the case may be when it comes to trying to get something done that needs to be done. Because I'm kind of hitting a bit of a headway in terms of getting things that I need for the bus, while simultaneously trying to get things done in the bus. So I'm reaching a point where I'm probably going to have to, quote unquote, move out of the bus to whatever degree necessary in order to get to the floor, so that I can actually get the floor up. Because I got a bunch of crap in this bus. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here right now. You can tell from the video in the background. I mean, luckily I'm on private property. Even though it is easy access to the street, I'm on private property, so I can just kind of tuck that stuff behind the bus if I'm really worried about it. But it's gonna be a same day thing. I'm not really trying to have anything sit out overnight because that's just too much of an opportunity for things to disappear. Um, but that's a tangent that I don't really need to get into at the moment. Bringing it back to main topic. Um, this real talk moment has been sponsored by all the garbage that I've had to go through over the last 6 months. um, but yeah, I mean, that pretty much boils down, where things are at the moment. I'm still handling the lock concept. I was able to actually get my hands on some other material that was more suited for bracket purposes for locks. Because the material I was working with before, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't really good for locking something. It was more so good for, if anything, like using as a wall to hide what I'm locking, so it's not visible from the naked eye, kind of thing, like a box or casing or just like a wall of some sort, because it's thinner material. But what I got my hands on now, which I salvaged from the seats outside, is some thicker bar material that I'm bending to my will. That is going to most likely make up the brackets that are going to be bolted to the door, which then the locks for the doors are going to go on, and I'll be able to lock this thing up when I'm away from it, so I can feel safer actually going somewhere with it um, when things get handled and I'm able to go places and do things and leave it locked up. Same goes for as I start moving more important and expensive things into the bus in terms of fixing the bus up. Whether it's wanting to just leave equipment in the bus overnight so that I don't have to transport it back and forth from between the bus and the shop, or just things that belong in here that are sitting up there because I can't lock the bus up yet, so I don't feel comfortable enough leaving it in the bus as is anyway. I mean, I could always invest in some kind of a safe that I can temporarily bolt somewhere in the bus, but I don't want to go through all of that because it's a waste of time and energy and money, and it's not worth it when I have somewhere I can actually keep stuff right now. Even if it isn't my way in the shop, it's still somewhere, and it's put away, and I don't have to worry about it. So, but yeah, once I finish what I need to do with the locks, a lot of the rest of the stuff will go by a little bit smoother because locking this thing up has probably pretty much been a priority in terms of wanting to get things done, in terms of feeling safe and secure that I can get things done and being able to move forward with different projects in that regard. Again, leaving materials in here, leaving tools and equipment in here, so on and so forth. And just having things, in here built and functional and, whatever, because I may be a little paranoid. It's hard. I really don't. Anyway, I might be a little paranoid about it. Take it how you want. But at the end of the day, if I have like a cabinet in here that has tools in it, just as an example, whether or not it has wheels does not matter to me. Given enough time and opportunity, it can disappear. Just keeping it real. This is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that I'm in. Not that this is like one of the worst cities with the highest crime rates, but it's still a city with a decently high crime rate. We are coming towards the end of a pandemic where everybody's livelihoods has been rattled, rattled, and rolled in various different ways. None of it good. So opportunities for people to want to do things of that nature are higher in likelihood, even on private property. I digress. All of that to say, at the end of the day, this is why the last few weeks have been quiet. I'm going to do what I can to change that so that the next few weeks won't be as quiet, but we'll see how that plays out. The other half of the concept of this conversation had to do with future endeavors and what's going on moving forward in terms of what's holding me back right now, that being my medical stuff. So if these people get their act together and I actually do get the procedures I need done for me to go quote unquote back to normal, which will just be a new normal, it won't be the old normal. We all already know how that goes. There will be a downtime of close to 3 months. So trying to manage all of this stuff, figure out what I can and can't do before then and after then, what makes the most sense to try to do before then and after then, especially when it comes to the locks, because I don't want the vehicle to not be able to be locked up if I'm not here for, more than a couple weeks at a time, let alone 2 or 3 solid months. That's just no. I'm not even trying to play that game. But getting done what I can get done, wanting to make sure I get things done, and then the timing when it comes to getting back into the swing of what I do for business. That's also a major factor in this situation, because as the pandemic rolls through and comes to whatever kind of conclusion it's going to come to, I have many, many opinions on that, but I digress. Conventions are starting to hit me back up. We're going to be on for this month, that month, the other month. Are you going to be able to make it? So on and so forth. And I've got to start having coordinating conversations with these people to see what I can do, what I can't do. Once this situation is scheduled for me to move forward with my health stuff, basically giving them the heads up, I'm going to be unavailable on that month. So, how can you work with me? Can we figure something out in terms of me not being able to make it to that show this year? Yeah, there's a lot on my plate, and just in regards to all of that, let alone all the stuff that I had going on before all of that nonsense happened. Truth be told, though, if the nonsense hadn't happened, I wouldn't have the bus that I have right now. I might have a different bus, but I wouldn't have this bus. I don't know. I feel like a lot of things came into play when they did, which led to me having this bus in particular at the time that I got it. But I'm gonna wrap this up anyway, because like I said, have another place I need to be right now, and wow, I'm already almost until 20 minutes into this conversation, and yeah. So all that being said, thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for letting me kind of ramble on and update you guys on what's really going on, what's really good. I'll probably try to put out some more just explaining videos and just talk videos in between things that I am getting done or that I'm trying to get done, or I'm just kind of filling in the gaps, because it's something I definitely need for myself, just to keep the momentum going, because sometimes, trying to figure out how I'm going to pull off all of this craziness by myself, technically being at about 40% my general level of functionality, is it's very taxing on the psyche. It's very taxing on the willingness to try to get stuff done. So, it's a bit of a battle. One that I'm glad that I've been able to push through so far, but it's a daily battle that I have to push through in order to get up and get things done that I know I need to get done, especially when it comes to finishing this bus. So, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. Comment down below. Just, let me know that you guys are here. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions on things that I can do to make my efforts easier, feel free to throw those at me, because I'm always willing to try to figure out how to circumvent my circumstances so that I can get things done, preferably in a timely manner, but get them done in general so I can move forward. Because all said and done, I really don't like letting things linger. That was annoying. I really don't like letting things linger, and I really don't like not getting things done. It's kind of in my nature, even if I am having trouble, on a daily basis, getting out here and getting things done. Whether it's time that I do or don't have or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna start rambling on again if I don't call this. So, thank you for being here. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Everything underneath the sun in regards to all of that. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.